watch a television show, we think, oh my God, these people have made it. They have money. I'm sure they have tons of people advising them on how to make important decisions in life. And I was asking you, how come you didn't have life insurance? How come you didn't have that part of it?
Well, there's a couple things. When you talk about life insurance, you have to come to the realization that you have to die one day. If you don't want to hear that, you don't want to talk about it. So, yeah, that factor. And then the other thing is, me personally, I don't like being sold on something. I don't like when somebody's trying to sell me something. Guy never tried to sell me. For me, it was the fact that he embraced me and wanted to build a relationship with me, and that's why I started to hear him on life insurance.
Guy, what do you see on your end? What kind of objections how do you go about that? How do you gain his trust?
The relationship has been over 10 years, but some of it was a function of me really determining where Ahmad and I are in our relationship and what role does he want me to have in his life. And so it took a while. It did take a while. And then I think once we finally started talking about how to really build protection and build programs around him. Still questions, but that's a part of the process.
Great. Reality TV is supposed to be about real life, unscripted, unrehearsed, but I cannot think of a least rehearsed moment than the moment you learned you were facing stage 4 colon cancer. What are your recollections from that day?
That day was very surreal. I felt like I was dreaming. It felt like a dream. It felt unreal all the way up until the day that I had to do chemo. I remember I was laying on the hospital bed and the doctor came in crying. And when I saw her crying, I knew it was something serious. And she told me that I had stage 4 colon cancer. And she was like, it's spread to your liver. You have 7 tumors in your liver now. And my doctors thought I had like 3 days to live. So they just zapped me with chemo. I got left out of there with my veins burned and everything. And after surgery, the tumor spread to the left side of my brain. So I went partially paralyzed on the right side of my body. And I had to learn how to walk again and everything. I had radiation and the whole nine. And lo and behold, that tumor is now dead in the brain. So, I just have faith in God, man. Thank you.
And I want to ask you, what keeps you fighting? What makes you get up in the morning and say, today I'm going to be well and I'm going to fight?
Number one is the will to live. I love life. And my little boy, man, that kid loves me to death. I grew up in a neighborhood where African-American boys didn't have their fathers in the house. And I always told myself, when I get married one day and have kids, I was going to be there for my kids. And that's a vow that I made, and that's a vow that I plan on keeping. And that's what keeps me fighting.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks so much. I have to ask you this, Guy, other than the moral support, the friendship, that being there for Ahmad, tell us a little bit about the policy, the features of that policy that Ahmad has, and how it's helping him and his family go through this process.
Typically, when I write policies, we always apply for waiver of premium. And fortunately, in this case, we did the same, and so the policy that was issued had a waiver of premium. Because Ahmad was diagnosed within 2 years of that policy being issued, it took a little bit longer because they had to go through an investigation. And again, I think this is important from the standpoint of what we do as agents. The people in home office work very closely with me. I shared with them that this was going to become a stress issue. They approved the waiver of premium, refunded the premiums that Ahmad had paid during that window. I think in many cases with Ahmad, it really does help him because there's a peace of mind that comes with the fact that he doesn't have to worry about those premiums being paid.
Right.
And dealing with this, you need as much peace of mind as you can get. Mm-hmm. Stress, they say stress is a part of, helps, create cancer inside the body. So my whole thing is being positive, staying stress-free, and that's what I've been doing.
Great. We're really glad to hear that, the policy is helping, the waiver of premium is helping.
Absolutely.
And to hear you confirm that added peace of mind, it's a real benefit. Thanks. To wrap up this segment, I want to ask you, what would you like your legacy to be, not only as an artist, but also as a father, and very importantly, as a role model for other young men who may see themselves in you?
For my son, I want him to know that his father did everything that he could to provide the best life for him, that his father was there for him, his father was honest, and by me getting life insurance with New York Life, if something happens to me, my son and my wife can continue to live, the lifestyle that they're living. And hopefully they use that to continue to do the right things, and through my son, my legacy will continue. As far as other young men, hopefully they can see a guy like me, got married, is trying to do things the old traditional way that this country was built upon and the world was built upon, which is family. And hopefully it can inspire them, to be strong and to want to do those same things,
Thank you so much.